And it looks like I'm live. I'm alive! That's a good thing. So I am very new to the Google Hangout. I've done plenty of periscoping and a little bit of blabbing. So the live thing is still a bit new to me, but this Google Hangout format is especially new to me. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give people a little bit of time to come in. If you're watching this, I'm alive. That's a good thing. My voice is coming through my own computer. This is weird. Hang on. So that's not supposed to be happening. If you're watching this at some other time other than October 22nd, 2015, you can skip past this point right here because I'm just going to vamp a little bit while I wait for some people to show up, because this is a format that I'm not used to, and we'll see what happens. Now this is really weird because my computer just started talking to me. Like I was hearing my own voice coming back and forth. Technology. So I'm on my laptop here. My actual desktop computer is over here. This is what I do all my editing on. This is my setup. This is where I edit, and this is where I shoot my videos that I come to you with at least once a week. Try to do twice a week. But anyway, so I will thank everybody that's showing up here. I think I see a couple of people showing up. How are you? Thanks for joining. I've got a little question window open over here that you can ask questions and I can answer them to the best of my ability as just one single human being trying to do this all on his own. I started to say I do videos every week, and oh wait, this event is starting now. Let others know you've arrived. Sure. This is all very strange to me. I don't understand how this works. This is exactly how the last one started. I think last time I was a lot less prepared, but I've got some stuff that I know I want to talk about today. So maybe I'll be a bit more on the nose, but let's do a few things here. Sorry if this is the weird, boring part because I don't know what I'm doing. All right, yeah, I'm inviting people. So maybe they'll show up. Yeah, so I started to say a second ago, I post videos every Monday. And every Wednesday or Thursday, I call them a midweek video, I try to respond to comments and just kind of do things that are a little bit different than the Monday ones. The Monday ones are very much the Answers with Joe show. This is where I take the questions and I turn them into my personal answers and all that kind of stuff. And then the ones in the midweek, I usually just respond to comments, but sometimes put my own little personal thing in there. You can see I'm a lot better when I can edit myself. But the thing is, so like I just hit 1,000 subscribers, and that is not a huge number, but that's a good milestone to celebrate. I think you should celebrate along the way. But another thing that's probably worth celebrating is that coming up next month, sometime in November, will mark exactly 1 year from it will mark the 1 year anniversary of me like being serious and doing this every single week. I have not missed a week for a year, is what I'm trying to say. And that's kind of a big thing for me because I have started and stopped a video series on this channel, I think 4 different times. And I would always get discouraged for whatever reason, and then I would stop. And so the fact that I've actually gone an entire year like this is pretty cool, and I'm excited. So really quickly, I do want to see if I can get some other people to join actually like in here, because I don't want it to just be me sitting here talking the whole time. You see enough of that on my regular videos. So if you go to my Twitter, again, I'm still new at this, so I thought that I would be able to just post in the little question thing over here the link that would actually let you get on. I am clearly unable to do that, though. I don't know why they make it so difficult on Google. But anyway, if you go to Joe Scott Writer, at Joe Scott Writer on Twitter, I just posted the link to actually let people on here. So if you want to hop on and say hello and talk to me one-on-one, awesome, you can do that. So I want to give a few shout outs. And I've been doing this lately, talking about other YouTubers that I know personally and that have inspired me and that I think are doing really good things. It's partly because I like them and I want to give them as much of an audience as I can, but it's also because I really like what they're doing and I want my audience to have some value out of going to their channels and enjoying what they do. So it's twofold. And there's some people in a mastermind group that I'm a part of. Actually, there's a mastermind group, and then there's a larger kind of video creators course. By the way, if you've ever heard of the video creators channel, if you're into YouTube, if you want to do YouTube, definitely go to YouTube and search for video creators. A guy runs it named Tim Schmoyer. He's an awesome dude. I would be amazed if anybody out there actually hasn't heard of him, because he's like the go-to guy when it comes to building YouTube channels, optimizing, and that kind of thing. And he's been running this course for a while. So if there's anybody out there that's watching that's part of the course, I love you guys. I've really enjoyed being a part of that. It's kind of wrapping up soon, but it's been a huge benefit for me to be a part of it. And I've really enjoyed getting to know all of those people. And you'll be hearing more from them on my channel. I will definitely be pointing them out because they're good people, and I think it'd be good for you guys to follow. What else do we have? So in the emails and stuff that I sent out, I talked about I say, we hit 1,000 subscribers, which is kind of a weird thing because it is just me doing this channel. I don't have like an editor and I don't have other people involved. It's not a team of people on this side. It's pretty much just me. But I say we because the questions that I answer are coming from you guys. The thing that I really do like about this channel, as opposed to some other things that I've done, is that it's a back and forth. And I really, the thing that I'm most excited about with this channel is this community that's being built. I'm seeing the same people over and over again in comments, and I'm getting to know them. Some of them have spilled over into Periscope a little bit. And just to have that kind of back and forth is amazing to me. That was the part that I didn't think I would enjoy that much. I thought that would just be the thing that you had to do, but I'm actually finding I enjoy that the most. Okay, sorry, I'm getting buzzes on my phone. That was the thing that I thought I would enjoy the most, or I didn't think I would enjoy, but I have enjoyed the most. So when I say we just hit 1,000 subscribers, I mean that. I mean it as a community kind of thing, because I'm glad to have you all be a part of it, and I want more to share with all that. And anyway, the point just being, you guys are a part of my family, you guys are part of my community, and I'm glad to have you here. And when I say we, it includes you. So the next thing I should probably do, because this is not the setup with the big glowing orbs behind me that I was planning on doing here. What I was going to do was reveal the new background. I've been putting together a new background, and it still has a long way to go. I really was hoping it would be ready to show everybody today, but it's more of a framework. For all this time that I've been doing this, I've basically just had a wall as a background with like half of a poster from a movie that I made, which is not the best background in all of YouTubedom. So I decided to spend a little bit of money, get a little bit of furniture, put a little something together, and so I thought for the 1,000 celebration would be a great time to reveal it. So now I'm going to reveal it. What else to say? Here you go. This is what you can expect to see in my videos from now on. So it's a shelf, clearly. It's not the most fancy thing in the whole world, but it's a shelf. Got a cool typewriter right there. I've had that for, well, my whole life, I guess. That thing, it's like a family thing. It's a good 50, 60 years old. And it actually works if you can find a ribbon for it, which is really hard to do. But what I plan to do, get you all shaky here. What I plan to do is to fill each one of these with different things that involve, I got books obviously, but fill it with things that have to do with the subject matter that I talk about in my videos and that you guys seem to enjoy. And I'm going to be putting little, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to be putting stuff up there that resemble or represent you guys. So for my people who ask a lot of good questions and are the most involved and engaged, I'm going to reward you with a little something in the cube back there so that you'll know you're actually a part of the show. Again, with the we thing, this is a community and I want you to be a part of it. So I'm going to be putting stuff back there. You will see. And you also notice the green screen. That's mostly for other things I'm going to be doing outside of this channel, but I may get a little use out of it here, you know, have some fun. I've never actually had a green screen before, so that's something I'm going to be playing with a little bit. And I really didn't think that light would be in the shot. That's annoying. Tell you what, let me turn that off real quick. That's a real fancy light, by the way. It's a nice clamp light from Home Depot with a static thing from my dryer on top of it, but it gets the job done. Whatever. For anybody who didn't see earlier, if you're curious, this is the setup that I have. This is what I see when I'm talking to you guys. I've got computers over here. This is weird. It's me in the past. That's me from like a few minutes ago. Like, let's sit here and watch me turn around. Wait a second. Actually, this is kind of fun. I can watch this along with you. I'm seeing what you saw just a minute ago. Hang on. In a second, I'm going to get up and turn off that light. That's just silly. Oh, it's all scattered. I hope it's not like that with you guys. Anyway, so I have a camera right there, and I have lights. That one is not turned on right now. But what I do is I put right here on the screen the script or whatever it is I'm talking about, so I can just kind of like go back and forth between that and the camera. And I can control it all with a program that I have right over there that's not on right now, so you can't see it. Tell you what, I don't like the angle here. This should fix it. Oh, Vicky, I don't know how to say hi, but I want to say hi, so I'm writing that here in the questions. So Vicky, if there's a way that I can respond to you, there would be an opportunity for you to hop on. It'd be kind of fun. These things are so slow. If anybody has been on Blab, Blab is awesome. Blab is like on the money. Google is like really delayed for some reason. Let me see, select. I can't really respond to that. Well, Vicky, if you want to hop on, that would be really super cool. You can go to my Twitter. It's at Joe Scott Writer. I put the link there that should allow you to pop up on here. That'd be a lot of fun. I don't know. Google's so weird. So where to go from here? And if you have any questions, by the way, you can ask them like that. I will answer them. So this is kind of like a live answers with Joe kind of thing. Obviously, I wouldn't have time to do all the researching and whatnot, but I'll do what I can. I wanted to kind of share what the future of this channel is going to look like. There's not a whole lot of changes that I have in mind because there's some things that are working. There's some things that you guys seem to enjoy, and that's kind of part of one of the reasons why I wanted to do this was to hear straight from you guys what kind of content you like. So I'll put this out there and you can respond on the side over here. Which of the videos of mine have been your favorite? And what kind of thing do you want to see more of? So as we're going along, if you clickety-clack over there, I will tell you, or you can tell me what you think, and that would be cool. So I wanted to share something with you. Let me get a drink of water here. Where'd it go? Oh, it's over here. This cup is like from St. Patrick's Day parade, like so long ago it's all scratched off. Anyway. Oh, water. So I want to share a picture with you. Now, to set it up, I'll just show it to you, and then I'll explain it. I ran across this picture the other day, and I thought, this is my channel in one image, and it is Charlie Chaplin and Albert Einstein. So here's one of these little weird, funny life things. When I was a kid, and I don't know how this started, I guess I watched a lot of Charlie Chaplin movies, and I started, that became a thing. I became this Charlie Chaplin impersonator. I would wear the little hat, and I'd dress up and had a little cane and the Hitler mustache, and I would do the walk, and I'd do all the little silly stuff, and it would make all the grown folks laugh. So somehow Charlie Chaplin became a thing of mine. And I also just happened to share a birthday with Albert Einstein. Just happened to be that way. And when I was 9 or 10, my aunt gave me a framed photo, this framed photo, that I kept up in my room. And I don't know where it is now. I think it's at my dad's place. I could probably find it the next time I go over there, and I'll probably put it up in the cube. But when I was messing around on the internet the other day, probably on Reddit, and I ran across that picture, and I haven't seen that in 20 years at least. and it was one of these moments where I was like, that's so cool, because that is my channel. It's science and fun, nerdy stuff and entertainment. And that's what I do, and that's what I love. That's what I love to focus on for my channel. And I was just like, that's it. That's my channel right there. It's science and nerddom mixed with humor. And that's kind of what I've always done, I think. So it's not like I'm changing direction or anything on my channel. But I'm going to have a renewed focus on that, because I don't know, it's just like one of these really weird life things. Like, that was given to me when I was a child, and yet that's exactly where I am right now. I mean, how weird is that? So this will be framed in one way or another. Hopefully I can find the original one, because that would be really cool, and put that up in this cube. And I'm going to live up to that. I'm going to be Mr. Science education fun nerd guy. I'll take it. Why not? I don't know if I'm more Bill Nye or more I'm not Neil deGrasse Tyson. Somebody actually asked me, was it today or yesterday, left a comment and asked if I had some kind of science degree from college, and I don't. I'll be completely honest with all you guys. I love talking about science, and I think I'm probably a bit more educated than the average guy, just because it's something that I'm interested in. I've watched a lot of content about it and read a lot of stuff about it, but I'm by no means a scientist, and I am by no means an expert. I just enjoy the subject, and I find, especially around the edges of science, where our knowledge ends and the mysteries begin. Those are the things that I'm really excited about and interested in. So that's what I talk about a lot. And there'll be more of it here. But of course, you guys ask those questions, so it's something that clearly you're interested in too. And so I'll take that and run with it. But so yeah, going forward, I touched on that a second ago, but Darth Id just commented, "Congratulations on reaching 1,000 subs." Thank you so much, dude. You're one of the better commenters out there. I've seen your name pop up quite a bit, and I really enjoy hearing from you. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And nice Gonzo icon. I take it you're a Hunter S. Thompson fan. So anyway, yeah. So on Mondays, the Answers with Joe videos will be answering your questions. They'll be going in a sciencey direction. Of course, it all depends on what kind of questions you guys ask, but I get all kinds of different questions, and so I will be putting the sciencey directions on Monday, and I will be doing just follow-ups during the midweek, which I kind of talked about earlier. I'm kind of going down a list. I had a little bit of an agenda here because, like I said, I'm just really. By the way, if anybody wants to leave a comment and explain to me how Google Hangouts work, it'd be awesome, because clearly I don't get it. But anyway, I got a little thing over here. So, something else that I'm going to be doing, and I'm really excited about this. I actually just shot a video. I'm still in the middle of shooting it. I got to do some interviews still. If any of you remember, and if you're watching this later, you can go into my channel and find it. I did a video called "This Too Shall Pass." It was the complete opposite of anything funny. it was me waxing poetic and probably a little pretentious, but whatever. But it was me getting outside of this and going out and shooting things out in the wild and coming back to you with that. I'm going to be doing more of that kind of thing. And there was one that I just shot, and I don't want to tell too much about it because I don't want to give the whole farm away, but it's about an event that took place here in Dallas a couple weekends ago. And for this, it should be a really cool video. I actually got a couple of guys, a couple of really great dudes that have steady cams and a drone. And we went out and we shot this event. And it's on a subject that I think is really interesting. It's all about human connection. It's all about connecting with strangers, which is something that I think we could be a lot better at, that we could use a lot more of in the world today. So that's going to be a fun one. And I'm looking at hopefully sometime before Thanksgiving launching it. There's still some interviews I need to shoot. I'm going to try to interview a psychologist, maybe like a psychologist YouTube person that, you know, does YouTube videos just for a little bit of a collaboration. But it's going to be a cool video, and I'm really excited about it. Some of the footage we got is just awesome. And it's at this place in Dallas that, I mean, if you're familiar with Dallas, it's at the new bridge. There's like 2 new bridges being built in Dallas. One of them is still under construction, but one of them has been open for about a year now, and it's just this gorgeous bridge, and it's this right off of downtown, so you get the skyline. And we shot it, we shot it starting at about 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and went through until, the sun went down. So we got, golden hour footage with steady cams and drones. It was really cool. So that's coming. But I also have, and let me know in the little thing over here. I really want to hear what you think about this because I'm excited about it. As you know, I'm a filmmaker by trade. That's my background. And I want to bring some of that into this because I enjoy doing this, but I do it like this because it's the only way I can really crank out a lot of work. It's the only way I can really do stuff every week or twice a week. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. But I want to get back into doing some more actual film type stuff. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm already writing some scripts for short films that have a bit of a science fiction bent to them. My whole thing is always about character around some interesting topic. And so what we're going to be doing is, like I said, I'm already writing some of these. I've already written one. I've got a couple others on the way. But I'm going to be doing short films. Hopefully less than 10 minutes. I don't want to go too much longer than that for YouTube. But some short films on topics that are in the vein of science fiction. Again, not to give too much away, but it's kind of like if anybody watched the BBC show Black Mirror, and if you're not watching, you need to watch it. It's awesome. But what they do is they take things that exist today and project it out 20, 30 years and show how crazy things can get. So I want to kind of do something like that. Obviously, I don't have the budget or anything that they do, but I want to take some of these scientific or science subjects that we talk about here and that you guys are asking about and make short films out of them. Basically, that'd be the shortest way of saying what I want to do. So those are coming. And I hope you guys enjoy them because I want to get back into showing that I'm a filmmaker. That's my background and that's what I enjoy. Ultimately, I want that to be my career. So that's something that you can expect to see, which would be cool. I'm also going to start trying to get a little bit more involved on social media. Twitter is something I'm still trying to wrap my head around. But Facebook especially, I'm going to start taking some snippets out of the videos that I think are shareable and that I think are short and sweet, and then I could put some captions underneath and start sharing those out on Facebook. So if you're not following the Facebook page, I know that's not what the kids are doing these days. They're all into the Twitter and the Snapchat and the I'm an old man, what can I say? But if you are on Facebook, if you go to facebook.com/answerswithjoe, simple as it can be, I'm going to be starting to share things on there. And if you see them, and these are going to be just uploaded to Facebook. These aren't going to be embedded from YouTube. They're just going to be Facebook videos. Like the things that you see from Tasty with the people cooking and stuff like that, and the BuzzFeed and all that. I'm going to try to do stuff that I think people would want to share. And so it might just be pulling out of some of my videos, or I might be creating more. I'm going to try to keep from creating more, because I think some of the things that are more shareable will probably be good for YouTube as well. So anyway, if you follow me on Answers with Joe or facebook.com/Answers with Joe, and you see any of these videos, please share them out, because that might be a good way to get some cool messages around. It's not just self-promotion. Of course, I want that as well. But some of these that I want to do, I think, are just good messages that people want to hear. Like the one I was just talking about with the Steadicam and the drone and all that. It's going to be a big extravaganza kind of video, but it's also going to have a really cool message in it, I think. So the kind of thing that people need to be hearing. Anyway, so other things that I have going on. If you're not following me on Periscope, I try to do Periscope once a day or so. I've been slipping lately, but it's Joe Scott Ryder on that one. I think someday I may have to just consolidate everything and make it Answers with Joe, but all these, like my Twitter account was originally Joe Scott Ryder, so I'm kind of sticking with that for right now anyway. But if you go to Periscope, find Joe Scott Ryder on there. I do those, and it's kind of topics that are just more personal things that don't really fit this, because this is what I'm going to be trying to stick to from now on. But the stuff that's just kind of on my mind, I might do in a Periscope. For example, I did one a week or so ago that actually it seemed to get more attention than I thought it would. It's good. I wasn't expecting it to be that big a deal, but somebody that I know through Facebook and through friends, I don't know if she attempted suicide, or if she had a little mental snap or something. But there was some drama, and something happened with her. And the point that I was making on Periscope was that I barely know this person. Barely know this person. But it kept me up. I mean, when I went to bed, I didn't know if she was going to be okay. And that was scary. And I think the point that I was trying to make in the Periscope was just we don't know how far our ripples travel in this world, and we don't know how many people's lives we affect with our actions and with our words, for good and bad. And anyway, I don't need to go into the whole thing, because I already did that. But it was just something I did kind of on the fly, because it was in my mind, and I was just thinking it was something that people probably need to hear. And I don't know, it got a lot of attention. So I do things like that every once in a while. So you can follow me there. And something else that I was thinking about doing, and I really would love to hear if you guys think this is worth trying, because this Google Hangout thing, I don't get it. I don't know. Is anybody trying to get on and not able to? I just want to know if there's something wrong here. I don't know why I can't share the link out to everybody. Let me see here. No, that's the screen share. That's not what I want to do. Hang on. Let me try a few things here, just in case there are people that want to get on and can't. See, it all goes through Google, and it makes you enter people's email addresses. I don't have everybody's email addresses. How am I supposed to do that? If anybody has ever gone to Blab, blab.im is the actual website address. It's a really good way to video stream out to people like this, and it's really easy for people to join. Literally, if you're able to get on there, you're able to join. It's that simple. You just press a button and you're in. As opposed to this, you got to send out links, and it's just so convoluted. And I've done a few, I've been on Blab a little bit, but I've had an idea for a show on Blab, and I'm seriously thinking about it as if I need more to do. But so, you know, I've got my YouTube channel that is Answers with Joe, and I want to do, Darth, you don't get Hangouts either? Yeah. You don't even know how you got here. I just got on my computer and I wound up on this thing. I can't get you off my screen, Joe. That's what I'm hearing now. No, so I do Answers with Joe on YouTube, and I thought it might be kind of cool to do a Blab called Questions with Joe. In that way, I ask other people questions, and it will be kind of like a game show. And I have a good idea of how I want to do it. I've just never really jumped into it because I don't know if it's gonna be interesting enough or not. So that's kind of why I wanted to bring it up here. Now, my good friend Greg just sent me an email with Hangout hints. So let me see what I'm doing wrong here. Give me 1 second. I know this is like the worst thing in the world for me to get on my phone, but hang on. Use the invite link and copy the link and post it into your description. Into my description. Where's my description? Is that my description? Chat? Chat! There it is! Yeah! Okay. Okay. So, I just put a link in the chat. Now, 30 minutes into this thing. If anybody wants to hop on, I think that's all you have to do is click on that, or on the Facebook. Tell you what, let me put it up, just in case anybody's following on the Facebook page. Actually, I think I know what's going to happen here, but I'm going to put it up anyway. Give me 1 second. I'm going to type this into my Facebook page. Hang on. Yeah, and if you want to go to the Facebook page to find the blah, 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 you can do that. Facebook.com/answerswithjoe. Okay. Greg is trying as hard as he can to get me into the whatever century we're in right now. We can't see your chat. Facebook. Okay, well, I just posted it in Facebook. I posted it to facebook.com/answerswithjoe. Let's see if that works. You can't see the chat. Then what's the point of the group chat? Oh my God, Google, why do you suck? This is the worst. I'm this far away from just like tearing this down and going to Blab and having everybody join me there. It's so easy on Blab. It's ridiculous. Let me see. Wait, can I share? No, I can't do that. This is bad. I'm sorry, everybody. I really thought that I had a better handle on it this time. This cameraman. I don't know what that is. I'm just pressing buttons now, trying to make something work. Okay, hang on. Let me get back to Greg here. I am officially the guy that's on his phone at dinner. The worst person. I thought I would actually do some follow-ups to some of the videos that I've done in the past. Like the Fermi Paradox. A lot of people came to my channel through this video on the Fermi Paradox. And there's been some interesting developments in the last week even. And I've already gotten some questions on it. So I thought I would talk about it here. Of course, this is it's very fluid. It's something that's still changing, something you're still learning about. But the Kepler Space Telescope recently found a star called, I'm just going to read it, KIC 8462852. I don't know why they don't name them that in the Star Wars universe. But they found this planet that they think could possibly have something like, there's Greg.
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
I'm going to pause.
What am I doing wrong?
Hang on.
Oh, somebody else just jumped on.
Okay, so
Okay.
One thing, the chat in Google Hangouts does not show up on YouTube. So it only shows up for the people who are in the Hangout. So that would be you and me and
Okay.
whoever this other person is. Um, the other one is I don't think you have chat enabled for the YouTube Hangout, which is where people could chat back and forth. There's a second one. So when you set up the Hangout, you've got to enable chat in the advanced settings. It's a pain in the rear.
Wow. They don't want it to work, I don't think.
Well, it was two different products. So it was a Google Plus product that they ported to YouTube. Now, since Google and YouTube are no longer friends, um, it sucks real bad.
Mm.
But that's okay. It's all good now. You posted it in the Facebooks.
And that was the right link, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have a friend named Kareem that I tested this out with earlier today who he was nice enough to help me out, and I gave him the link that I was able to all that, and it worked. He popped up, and I'm like, sweet, this is going to be a breeze. Because I thought that there would be a chat thing right here, and I could just post it in the chat, and anybody who wanted to join could hop on. But I guess a lot of people are actually watching just on YouTube,
Yes.
and there's no chat
Yeah.
there.
There's no chat. I think you have to enable it, and I don't know if you can enable it once the event's going. But yeah, and hindsight being 50/50, I think I've put together a handful of these, and I've always had problems. So you gotta do them to learn how bad it sucks, and then you try and figure out how to fix them.
Yeah. Actually, at work today, I was talking about, see, at work, we don't even have video chat. It's just a conference call number that never seems to work. And we're so behind the times. I was literally like, we had a phone. we had an office phone in this conference room, and the cord was like that long, and it was hooked up to the wall. So we couldn't even get it on the table to have a conference call. So I wound up just doing it on my phone, and I was thinking about, like, last night, for anybody that's watching, Greg, by the way, is in my mastermind group, and we meet once a week. And anyway, so I was thinking about, we get on Zoom, and it's just, we're up, and it's good, and it's easy, and we can see each other. And so I was talking about that at work. I was like, why don't we do something like that? We've all got computers, we've all got phones. We can make this work and not be living in the 1980s.
Well, yeah. I always get a kick out of when my iPhone has more technology than the office I'm in, which happens all the time.
Yeah.
Linking calls to one another, doing video calls, or whatever it is. The phones have as much or more technology than the big computers we have sitting on our desks.
Yeah. So last night, the reason I was late to the thing was I went to a screening of Back to the Future Part 2.
Uh-huh.
Because yesterday was Back to the Future Day. First of all, it was a great show with, like, this audience, and half the people were dressed up like Marty or Doc, and people were, like, cheering at all the big moments of the film and stuff. It's always fun to watch a movie like that. But I was saying today that I felt like the office that I work in is kind of like Back to the Future Part 2. It's like what people in the 80s thought 2015 would be like.
Yeah.
So, like, some things are just way behind, and, like, ooh, fax machines, that kind of thing.
You can send a picture?
Yeah.
Electronically?
Yeah.
So how was the movie, Joe?
I haven't seen it in, like, at least 10 years, but I love that movie. I love that movie more than the original Back to the Future, actually.
For some reason, I was thinking, isn't there a new Back to the Future movie coming out?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. You can see how big of a movie buff I am. I thought there was actually a new Back to the Future movie coming out, and you were seeing it for the first time.
Oh, no. Actually, they were saying yesterday, and I didn't know about this, that apparently, because it was produced by Steven Spielberg and directed by Robert Zemeckis, I guess they had clauses in their contracts that said that they wouldn't, what was it? Nobody else would make a Back to the Future movie as long as they're alive, basically. So, yeah, I guess there's not going to be a Back to the Future movie reboot or anything for a while, which is good for me. I'm happy with that.
Well, yeah. So all of this commotion was literally based on the fact that October 21st, 2015 was in the movie.
Hmm.
Wow. All right. There's
So,
been a
so,
lot.
so you saw all the stuff everywhere, and you thought there was a new.
Well, with all the press, I mean, usually the press machine doesn't get fired up unless there's something to promote. And promoting a 20-year-old movie or 15-year-old movie just doesn't seem like it's worth the press. Because I mean, hell, they were showing baseball players today in their automatic lace them up Nike shoes.
Oh yeah. So Nike came out with shoes that are from the movie.
Yeah, they came out with them. Lexus is doing the whole hoverboard thing again, and
Yeah.
it's like, well, there's a lot of to do here. Anyway, yeah, well, oh
Well,
well.
I think I don't know. Like, it's an interesting phenomenon because it was something that we all saw when we were much younger, and it seemed like 2015 was so far in the future, and now it's here, and like somebody posted on Facebook that now all of Back to the Future takes place in the past.
Yes.
I mean, it kind of makes me feel old, but it's I don't know. It's a nostalgia thing, I guess.
Still no flying cars.
No flying cars. What else was there? There were fax machines everywhere. There were still payphones. That was one thing I noticed. There were people on payphones there. Um, the shoes that laced up. There was a jacket that dried itself and like adjusted to your body. What else was there? Oh, the big hologram Jaws that comes out and
Careful, careful.
does this.
Well, the one
Jaws.
thing they did get right is the DeLorean is still pretty damn cool car, right?
Apparently, they just don't run very well.
No, they don't.
I
I
guess
say we've got one in the family. Um, Andrea's mom's husband. I don't know how that works. Stepdad. Her stepdad's family has a DeLorean, and it's nothing but a pain in the neck. So, John DeLorean knew what looked cool. I don't think he knew anything about mechanics.
Is that the only car he ever made?
What's that?
Is that the only car he ever made?
It is. So he modified. Oh man, now I'm gonna. It was either Trans Ams or Camaros or something. I think it was a Chevy that they modified. That he designed an upgraded engine and all this other stuff. And if you remember, he got arrested for importing drugs through Mexico in cars. I think it was through Mexico. But anyway, he was stuffing the door panels full of cocaine. So he was using these supercars to mule drugs across international borders. And actually, I was at a car show not too long ago, and somebody had one of those cars that the FBI had drilled holes into, and it had a certificate that said, it was this VIN number and all that kind of jazz. It was a really interesting story, but his whole career, he really only designed the DeLorean, and he designed a follow-up to the DeLorean that just never got built because he got thrown in jail, and that was the end of DeLorean DeLorean Motor Works and Motor Company, DMC.
Yeah.
So, John DeLorean.
Wow.
What an interesting proposition, right? Build a car company to support your drug company. I don't know. I don't know which came first. What's that, Joe?
A car company is a front for a drug company or drug one.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious which came first, but I should know my DeLorean history a little bit better. But yeah, those cars are, and if you wanted to buy a DeLorean, they're not really that expensive, surprisingly enough. You would think with the rarity of them, they would be horribly expensive, but they're not too bad.
I wonder if anybody's like counterfeiting them.
I know they make a lot of pieces.
Cheap, it wouldn't be.
What's that?
I was saying, I guess if they're selling for so cheap, there's no reason for somebody to counterfeit it because they're not making that much money on it or anything.
Right. And well, what I've seen is there's lots of pieces and parts for them. So body parts are still out there, and all the mechanical pieces and parts. I don't think they're too terribly hard to find. So I would guess if you wanted to build one from scratch, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I know one of my going way back, and if we're talking Back to the Future, but we had a body shop here in town that built a replica of the Back to the Future car right when it came out, right when the movie came out. They also did a Ghostbuster mobile and something else. And I was, well, 1985, or was that the year the original came out, 85?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 1985. So I was fairly young. That'd be fifth grade for me. And seeing that car at the car show and thinking, you can actually build something like this. You know, it's not a time traveling car, obviously, but somebody took a normal car and turned it into this crazy looking thing from the movies. I wish I could do that. And that was one of the things that got me into cars back when I was a kid. You know, it's like, I can't believe how cool this is. So, and it's still around Kansas City. I still see it every once in a while. It's pretty cool.
Huh. Well, they had 3 at the movie theater last night, parked out front. So people are getting their pictures taken with it and everything.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. I bet. Yeah, I'll bet there's a ton of them out there. Somebody was telling me, is it down in Florida at Disney? They've got a Back to the Future ride or something like that. And they said out on the back lot, they've got 2 or 3 of them sitting there. It's pretty interesting.
How many do you think he made?
What's that?
How many do you think he made back in the day?
I don't know. Maybe I should ask you that question. You're the answer guy.
Here we go.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea. If I had to guess, it had to have been quite a few. I mean, when you're looking at relative rarity of cars, they're not rare cars. So I would say he had to have made 100,000 of them, if not more. Now I'm going to have to look it up. Maybe you could talk about something and I can Google.
Okay, well, I was actually just getting on this news about some updated news on the whole Fermi Paradox thing. Oh, we got somebody. Who's this?
I am. That's me.
David?
Yes.
Oh, you're Darth Id.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, how you doing, man?
I'm fine.
Where are you from?
Confused. I'm from Germany.
And you're there right now?
I'm there right now. Yes.
Oh God, what time is it?
It's 3 a.m.
Dude. Is this normal waking hours for you?
No, it's not. But I've got nothing to do tomorrow, so I thought I can watch your stream or hang out or whatever this is.
This has to be the biggest disappointment in the world.
That's all right.
Wow. Well, thanks, dude. What do you do out there in Germany?
Same stuff that you do, probably.
Except
in German.
Wow, wow, I feel bad now because like somebody's actually stayed up till 3 in the morning to watch me sit here and try to figure out Google Hangouts and fail miserably.
No, I would have stayed up anyway. Just if I'm already awake, I can watch your stream.
Okay, all right, well, cool. Well, so this is cool because one of the reasons why I wanted to do like the Hangout thing was because I see everybody's links or their the little avatars and stuff, and I see people's comments, but I have no face to put with it. I have no like actual person there. There was one person that I actually met through Periscope, who's from Edinburgh. Edinburgh? Am I saying that right?
No clue.
Scotland, basically.
Yeah.
And so it's been kind of neat seeing him show up on there, and we talked in other ways, but I don't get to have a whole lot of that. So this is cool. I get to actually meet people. There's actual human beings out there.
Where do you live, by the way? I don't know.
What?
Where do you live?
Oh, I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Ah, okay.
Dallas, Texas, United States, North America, Earth.
Okay.
To fill it down for you.
So DeLorean numbers, Joe. The old Wikipedia there says they made 12,000 of them, which is a lot fewer than I thought.
Yeah, that's not very many.
And made from 81 to 83. So that's some interesting information. And there's still about 7,000 they think that are still surviving.
Wow. I really would have thought there would be more than that.
Yeah, me too. With how many you see, and not that you see a lot of them now, but you used to in the 80s, you'd see them out once in a while. It wasn't like a rare sight, super rare sighting. Hell, I see them every once in a while now. You see one drive by. But there you go.
But it definitely gets your attention whenever you see one.
Yes, always.
Okay, So you're Mr. Car Guy. What do you think of the Tesla Falcon Wing doors?
I don't know if I've seen what exactly what you're talking about. Is this their new car?
Yeah, the Model X, and it's kind of like the DeLorean that opens up like this, but it has a hinge in it so that it can actually like open with just like 6 inches of space between it and another car.
Oh, really? So
And
kind of
like
a cam
sensors
hinge.
so that it won't hit anything.
Well, I've got to say, anytime that they can do the gull wings or the butterfly wings, that just adds so much to the style of a car. I mean, it makes people take notice when you get out of it. And that's why Mercedes did it, and Lamborghini's done it, and I think some of the more expensive McLarens and Bugattis and those types of cars have them. And they're the style points go off the meter when you have doors that come up instead of out. But yeah, I'm not going to say Tesla can do no wrong. They haven't done anything wrong yet, other than maybe burn up a few cars. But Elon Musk is definitely he knows what style is, and he knows how to bring big game. And I don't know. I think those guys are doing phenomenal work.
Yeah. Well, so 2 things. One was that like it is a style thing. It's beautiful, but also apparently on the Model X, and I'm assuming this is true of all of them, there's a functionality there because you don't have to like wriggle into this door that's only open this far. Like you have a completely open space that you can just slide right into. And they were talking about with the Model X being more family car, like an SUV kind of thing. It'll open up and you can just put the kids in the seat instead of having to like climb in and break your spine trying to get them in there. You can just do it like that. But another thing that I had heard, and I was always curious about this because I was asking this friend of mine who's a big car nut why you don't see more gull-wing doors like that. And he said that if a car rolls, you can't get out of it.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Well, and I don't mean to marginalize that, but how many times have you been in a rollover, and how many people do you know that have been in rollovers? I guess I know people who've been in rollovers, but most of them couldn't get out anyway because their doors were crunched into the roof, and you can't really push out of them until somebody comes and gets you. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. You think they were? Well, I don't know. I know for a fact the hinges are ridiculously. There's a lot of technology and a lot of stress in those hinges, so I could see from a warranty and longevity standpoint that would be a big sticking point. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'd take style over safety. I drive an old Volkswagen, so what do I know?
what kind of Volkswagen?
I've got the Carmen Ghia.
Oh, you jerk! That is my favorite car.
You haven't seen my car on my channel? Oh man.
I guess I have.
That's okay. Yeah, I've got a. In fact, you know what? We're live on the air. We can go take a look at it.
Take us for a ride, man.
And I just got home with it. I took it to work today. I've taken it to work all week. It's been such a great week. So here we go. Here's a little piece of German history right here. Hang on.
This is all coming full circle.
Well, here, yes. I'll just turn my camera around. So there's my little Carmen.
Well, it looks beautiful.
It went through a full frame-off restoration. And I did all the interior myself. So those are all hand-sewn seats. And I just did recently the leather steering wheel on it. Yeah, check it out. Jeez. And the dash was handmade by yours truly. Everything, just about everything that could be replaced was replaced on it. But yeah, so that's my little Volkswagen.
Ah, gorgeous.
So, yeah, that was 18 years of my life that I'll never get back. But this conversation is supposed to be about you, Joe, not about me.
I don't know. Carmen Ghia trumps me always.
But yeah, those things don't survive rollovers. I can tell you that's a fact.
That is one of my favorite cars ever. I think they're gorgeous.
Well,
I've got a Volkswagen. It's a Jetta.
Yeah.
And apparently puts out a whole lot of diesel stuff that's not supposed to be there.
Well, it probably gets good gas mileage. So there's a great topic, Joe. Um, I've heard the arguments about emission control, so catalytic converters and those types of things, versus non-catalytic converter cars, and the argument is you actually get better gas mileage without a catalytic converter, right? And that it actually offsets whatever pollution might be out. So when you figure total parts of emissions per mile, without the emission control, you actually do less damage to the environment.
Without the catalytic converter?
Mm-hmm.
So was that the scandal? Was that it was turning off the catalytic converter when it wasn't being tested?
Well, okay, so this is, and I'm combining two different things. So they were actually turning off some piece of the diesel. Gosh, I can't remember my diesel terms right now, but I've seen other people do it where they do a bypass on a certain piece of the diesel emissions, and it allows you to get much better gas mileage, much better power, and all these kinds of things. It burns dirtier, but the argument on that as well, so same argument, just a different application, is that the increase in fuel mileage actually offsets the extra carbon that it's putting out. Let's call it per liter of exhaust.
Yeah.
Because it's apples and oranges when you're comparing it that way. You have to look at how much pollution, if you will, per mile rather than per liter of exhaust gas.
Yeah.
So I'd be really interested. I know some countries no longer require catalytic converters because that's their stance, is that it actually costs, it's worse for the environment to run a catalytic converter. And they have to mine whatever's inside of them. I always want to say plutonium, but I think it's titanium. No, it's not. It's platinum.
So the Jetta that I have was like just before they introduced the clean TDI that they're now in trouble for.
Oh yeah.
So mine never even pretended to not spew out all kinds of coal, but what I was, I waited back and forth because the gas mileage is phenomenal. I get 50 miles a gallon on the highway. Which probably is average in Germany. Well, you're doing the math in your head, I can tell.
Yeah, it's really strange. We measure it completely different. We say, not only that. Yeah, moment. Yeah, right. Like how much? Liter per 100 kilometers. That's how we measure it.
Okay.
So it's completely strange.
Okay.
I
can see where we're going.
Yeah. It's impossible.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so it gets really good gas mileage, but apparently it spews a lot of emissions out. But I was told that because it's so the gas mileage is so good that it offsets the amount of exhaust. Like that's what I was told. So I was kind of like, all right, I'll go for it then.
Yeah, and I don't know. My gut tells me there's no free lunch, right?
Yeah.
If you're getting from point A to point B, you're putting out so many joules of power. It's so much carbon, whether you pay somebody in, Nebraska to run a windmill or not. You're putting out the same, whether you've got controlled or not controlled.
Yeah.
I don't know that for a fact. That would be a really interesting topic. Maybe I should ask a question on your channel
about the catalytic converter.
That's right. Very detailed question. So it would be.
Well, my first order of business is figure out what a catalytic converter is.
It converts Cadillacs into Chevys. Sorry. Or it converts Chevys into Cadillacs, depending on which way you hook it up.
It's a catalytic converter. No, it doesn't make sense. I wonder what Tom drives.
He said what he drives, and I can't remember what it is. Oh.
All inside stuff now. Tom is the guy who runs Green Shorts, which is a great YouTube channel. He's also in our group, and he is Mr. Environment and Sustainability. So I was just curious what kind of car he drives.
Yeah, I've heard him talk about it, but I can't remember what it is. I saw the little video with his dad in it this morning. That was pretty cool.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I've been too busy today. I haven't gotten to YouTube much.
his dad picks up aluminum cans. He's a runner, and so he picks up aluminum cans when he's out running. And I don't remember the dollar figure that he's picked up over the last few years. It's amazing. It's like, man, maybe I should start picking up aluminum cans when I get out there. But.
Well, so let me ask David something real quick. So since you're up till 3 in the morning, I guess I should engage with you a little bit here. So how did you first find my channel, and like what video got your attention first, I suppose?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Might be the Fermi Paradox, but I think it was earlier.
Oh, you think it was earlier?
I don't know. I was interested in the Fermi Paradox at some point. Might be that I found you there.
That one's done pretty well, so I've gotten a lot of people from it. That wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know, but that's probably it.
Okay. Are there any other? I don't know. You're not on camera. It's okay. My wife just poked her head around the corner.
Did you make a video about Dyson? The Dyson sphere?
What are you doing there? No, you weren't in the bathroom the whole time. You were over there. Okay.
I'm going to go.
I'm a real guy in a real house. No, what was I going to ask? Are there any other YouTube channels that you follow that are kind of in the same vein as mine?
Not really. I don't think so. Maybe like Vlog Brothers. You know, like Hank Green and John Green.
Oh, the Greens, yeah. Okay.
But they're so
Like
big.
Saxon?
No, I don't follow many channels that do stuff like you do. So
Okay. Interesting.
yeah, I don't know how I got to your channel, but I liked it.
Well, I'm glad you did. No, it's again, I don't. It's sort of a one-way street running a YouTube channel. So to actually hear back from people is kind of cool. I was kind of just wondering, how people found me and what it is maybe that they like that I'm doing, so I could keep doing it, and who else they might follow, so I could kind of get an idea of what community is out there that my channel is a part of, whether I know it or not, that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. I'm happy to be part of this. I'm wondering why nobody else joins in.
So where in Germany are you?
Northern Germany, like on the Baltic Sea. Kiel.
Is that the city? Kiel?
Yeah, Kiel. Kiel. With an L at the end. Kiel.
I'm sounding like a really ignorant American right now, aren't I?
It's hard to pronounce foreign stuff. I know that.
How's it spelled?
Kiel.
Kiel. Oh, okay. All right. So I went to France in 2010. We traveled to the Alsace region, which is right kind of on the German borders, on the other side of Germany. I think.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. It was a really neat part of the world because it was still French, but it had a lot of like German food, and the beer was German and stuff. And
did Hitler take Alsace in the Second World War? Like before the Second World War even started, he took Alsace from the French people?
Oh, I don't know.
I think I need to Google this. Because there were a lot of German people in that area.
Yeah, it looked really German. Of course, what do I know what German actually looks like when you're there? But it looks like what Disney told me Germany looked like.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. We have castles and evil forests.
Yeah.
And bratwurst.
So you're near the Baltic Sea. So is that near what country? It's like on the border, right?
It's a Danish border, like Denmark.
Oh, okay.
We're a little north of Hamburg.
Okay. I need to get back over there because I was going over to Europe every once in a while. I went to Italy and then I went to France, and we've been wanting to go back, and just life got in the way. We haven't made it over there. Have you ever been over to the States?
No, I haven't.
Your
Never
English
been out
right?
of. Yeah, thank you.
I know Gesundheit. I know Hosen.
Well, that's more than nothing.
I don't know any German. I did some Spanish. That's not anything like German though. Is that something like? Do you learn English in school? I mean.
Yeah, we do, but most people don't speak it all that well. But I've watched many YouTube videos and movies on English, so I guess I'm a little over average.
I feel like I should know another language, and I don't even care. Like it could be Klingon for all I care, but I need to know some other language because whenever I meet somebody that speaks multiple languages, I just feel like, wow, I've done nothing with my existence because people are so much smarter than me, you know.
Well,
So I'm looking at the Germany map, of course, trying to get my bearings, and you're only like an hour from Denmark. That's pretty close, right?
yeah, we're closer to Denmark than we are to Hamburg.
Very cool.
Yeah, like I should pull up a map now.
Yep, see, there you go. That's why you should have a globe right next to you, Joe.
You know what? I should put that up here somewhere. Put a globe or like a solar system thing or something.
It looks
right.
smart.
Yeah.
Trying to come up with some stuff. Maybe I need to find a Gonzo. It's a thumb.
Yeah.
There's a thumb in there. No, I really would like to do that for people who comment often and you know are engaged in the channel. Just have little icons up there to represent them because it's a group thing, you know. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned because I always put text up on screen on my videos, and I'm a little worried that with all this stuff back here, it might be kind of noisy, and I might have to put some kind of background on it or something with the text. But that's just a video thing. I don't know. We'll see. But so yeah, okay. So I started talking about this a couple of times, but did you hear the news about the star that they're looking at that they think might have a Dyson sphere around it? Talking about the Fermi Paradox.
Yeah, I heard about it. The internet is going crazy.
Yeah. So apparently, is it the Arecibo network or the Very Large Array? Anyway, one of the big telescope facilities that they have, they're pointing it at this star and they're trying to get a better idea of what it is. Anyway, for anybody that might be watching this later, the story is that they found a star that was dimming at a weird rate. So like one of the ways that they look for planets around other stars is basically, I need a ball. I don't have a ball. I'll use this. So like if this is the star that you're looking at, as something passes in front of it, it dims it. And that's how they find a lot of planets. Well, they found this one that had this really weird pattern of dimming because it wasn't going, you know, like years or anything. It was like it would get a little bit dim and then get very dim and then get, you know, brighter. So it was like very irregular. So they figured it might be some kind of massive like alien superstructure around it. I mean, that's a possibility. One of the things they were talking about was that they were ruling out that it was just a cloud of dust because something in the infrared wasn't working with that theory. Like the infrared spectrum wasn't reacting the way it was supposed to, so they had to rule that out. They don't know what it is anyway, so they're looking at it to see what comes out. That's pretty exciting. Yeah. There was another article that I read that was talking about they figured out that life started on Earth like a couple billion years before they thought it did. Like life started on Earth way earlier than they thought that it did, and that there's a possibility that we might just be the first life forms out there that have developed to this point, which is another answer to the Fermi Paradox. You know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting topic. And clearly, I get a lot of people talking about it. But,
well, Joe, I got to take off, but I want to wish you congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. It's been fun hanging out. It always is. So have fun with the rest of your chat.
Okay. See you, Greg. Actually, I was going to try to keep this to about an hour, which it's been so far. Someday maybe I'll learn the ways of Google Hangout and I'll actually do something that makes sense. But I don't know. Is there anything you wanted to ask me or anything you wanted to talk about?
No, not really. I just wanted to hang out.
Well, I'm glad you did, man. This was cool.
Yeah. Really
So,
was.
like, what do you do for a living? Are you a student, or do you work
I'm a student, yes.
in university?
Yeah.
What are you studying?
Um, yeah, history.
History?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. My dad's a history teacher. So when I was growing up, there's not nearly as much history here as you guys have over there. But growing up, my dad would always take me to there are missions, like Spanish missions, like the Alamo. I'm sure you've heard of the Alamo. That was one of the Spanish missions in Texas. That one just happened to be the site of a big battle. But there's a lot of old Spanish forts and missions and stuff, and old Native American stuff. And so I got taken to places like that when I was a kid. And of course, I thought that was the most boring thing in the world. I didn't get it. But now I find myself going there, every once in a while. I think it's fascinating. It's just when you're being raised by a history teacher and you're just around it all the time, you're just like, ugh, couldn't care less. Go to Disney World, But I grew up in such a small town. I don't know how big Kiel is, but when I was growing up, the town that I lived in, there were about 2,000 people there.
Kiel is a little bigger.
A little bigger?
Yeah, like 250,000, something.
250? Oh, yeah, that's a city. No, but I actually had to take my own dad. Like my dad was my history teacher in junior high, which wasn't weird or anything. I remember at one point he was like, everybody's looking at you as the example, so you have to set an example. And I'm like, Dad, they're looking at me to figure out how they're going to beat me up after class. That's the only way they're looking at me. But anyway, so I grew up around a lot of history, and now I'm starting to appreciate it a little bit more. Is there any like area of history you're interested in, or is there anything that you want to do with that?
I don't know. I'm just like floating along, but like, history, I'm genuinely interested in that, so
yeah,
it worked for me.
All right, well, cool. Well, yeah, I think I may wrap this up.
Yeah, do that. I need to go to bed, I think.
Yeah.
It's late.
Well, thanks, David, for hopping on and for staying up so late. It's good to meet you.
No problem.
I'll call you out in a video in the future.
Thank you. No problem. Like, it was a pleasure.
All right. Well, take care, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap this up. What was that?
Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. So for anybody watching, I'm going to wrap this up. It's about, it's 8 o'clock my time, and it's much later in Germany. But I want to thank you all for watching. I will be seeing you in future videos, and I want to thank you all for being subscribers and sharing this stuff and for being a part of this community. I'm really enjoying it. I love all you guys. I say that at the end of every episode, and I mean it. Hope you know that. And you guys take care, and I will see you in the future.